Ladies and gentlemen, here's a calm, spiritually grounded intro in the style of Shi Heng Yi for your motivational speech titled, Chosen One, the time has come, you're not late, you're right on time. There is a reason you're hearing these words now. Not before and not later but now. Because the time you have been waiting for is no longer ahead of you. It has arrived. You may have thought you were behind, that too much time had passed, that you missed your moment. But what if the delays, the detours, the silence were all part of your preparation? You are not here by accident. You are not wandering without direction. You are the one chosen to walk this path, not when it's convenient, not when it's easy, but when it is aligned. The universe, in its wisdom, does not rush what is divine, and neither should you. There is a divine timing over your life, not ruled by clocks, but by calling, and your calling has now spoken. You are not late. You are right on time. Everything you have faced has carved wisdom into your spirit. Every hardship has strengthened your foundation. Every moment you doubted has been refining your awareness. The time has come for you to stop questioning your worth. The time has come to recognize what has been placed within you. The time has come to rise quietly, steadily, but with certainty, because when you walk in alignment with truth, nothing can stop what has been appointed for you. We often measure life by minutes, hours, and years, thinking that the ticking of the clock determines the worth of our actions, the value of our choices, and the legitimacy of our success. But the divine does not operate on human schedules. It does not rush. It does not delay. Divine timing is subtle, silent, and certain. It unfolds in a rhythm far deeper than the pace of the world. When we think we are behind, we are simply out of tune with the greater unfolding that is happening beyond our vision. To believe in divine timing is to surrender to the wisdom that where you are is exactly where you need to be. It is not a passive belief, but a conscious shift from anxiety into awareness. In many seasons of life, it feels like we are left waiting. Waiting for clarity, for opportunity, for results, for recognition. And during that waiting, it is easy to assume we've missed our moment, that the wave has passed and we were not ready. But what if the waiting was part of the preparation? What if it wasn't a delay, but a divine design? Time in the hands of the universe is not linear. It is layered, purposeful, and alive. You may not understand the pauses, but every moment is being used to mature your character, to sharpen your vision, to align your energy with the path ahead. Sometimes being taken off course is the most direct route to your destiny. What feels like a detour to you is actually a recalibration from something higher. We've been taught to think success comes from speed. The faster we reach, the better we are. But in truth, some things only bloom when the inner soil is rich enough to hold them. You wouldn't plant a seed and yell at it to grow the next morning. You would wait, trusting the process happening beneath the surface. Your journey is no different. Just because it looks still doesn't mean it is stuck. The concept of too late is a belief formed in fear. It assumes that divine opportunity is fragile, that if you do not act now, all doors will shut forever. But the truth is, divine timing respects your growth. It will not force you into a place you are not ready to sustain. Life is not in a rush to expose you to what your character cannot yet carry. If something hasn't happened yet, it's not because you're undeserving, but because the energy around you is still rearranging itself. Patience is not a punishment, it is an invitation to trust. Your path is not a race to catch up with others. The world may shout urgency, but your soul whispers precision. Others may have started before you, reached milestones quicker, spoken louder, but that doesn't mean your silence was a mistake. It could mean your calling requires more depth, more integrity, more presence. Divine timing is not about what happens fast, but what happens with meaning. To walk in divine timing is to walk with presence, not with panic. When something is truly meant for you, it will not pass you by. No missed call, no rejection, no detour can cancel what is divinely appointed. The universe holds your name in places your feet haven't yet touched. The alignment you feel today might be the result of a million unseen alignments yesterday. Divine timing doesn't ask for explanation. It asks for trust. It doesn't need your constant effort. It needs your constant awareness. The right time will never ask you to be someone else. It will meet you in your authentic state, not your forced one. And it will feel like breathing after holding your breath too long. There are seasons in life where everything feels like it's on hold. Your dreams feel distant, your prayers seem unanswered, and your progress feels invisible. In these moments, it's tempting to believe you've been forgotten or overlooked. But what if those delays were not denials, but sacred pauses? What if they were not signs of failure, but hidden stages of preparation? There is a quiet space between the vision and its fulfillment, and within that space, something powerful is happening. Though the world may not see it, your spirit is being refined. Your mind is being trained. Your capacity is being expanded to carry what's coming. The silence you feel is not emptiness, it's the sound of growth occurring in stillness. Every chosen one goes through a time where nothing external seems to align. Doors don't open, recognition doesn't come, and results don't show. But during that time, the inner work deepens. You begin to confront the parts of yourself that cannot go with you to the next level. You are made to wait, not because you're not ready to act, but because you're not ready to carry. The future you've been shown requires a version of you that has gone through fire, faced loneliness, learned humility, and developed resilience. Delays aren't distractions from destiny, they are its architects. What is built in silence is often what sustains you in the storm. It's easy to be faithful when everything is flowing, but it takes a rare kind of strength to stay faithful when nothing makes sense. To keep showing up when no one sees, to keep believing when the path is invisible. This is what the delay teaches, not how to succeed, but how to stay rooted. Anyone can walk in power when life is easy, but the chosen learn to walk in power when life is quiet, uncertain, and slow. In this space, your discipline is born. Your ability to hear your inner voice above the noise is sharpened. Your dependence on validation is stripped away. What is left is pure, grounded, and unshakable. You are not called to rise quickly. You are called to rise correctly, and that takes time. If you were to be elevated before being prepared, you would not have the spiritual structure to handle it. The spotlight reveals, but the shadows develop. The seasons where nothing seems to happen are often the ones where the most important work is being done. You are learning how to master your emotions. You are training your instincts. You are being taught how to lead not with ego, but with wisdom. Every delay is a teacher, and every silence is a lesson in alignment. Sometimes you're delayed because what you're asking for is too small. You're thinking in timelines, but the divine is thinking in generations. You're asking for comfort, but you're being prepared for impact. The delay is stretching your vision. It's revealing what's not essential. It's detaching you from quick gratification and anchoring you in purpose. You may not see the full picture now, but in time you'll realize the delay was not the enemy, it was the sculptor of your strength. When the time comes to move, you won't be rushing forward blindly. You'll walk with awareness, because you've been trained in the hidden spaces no one applauded. Being chosen means you don't take shortcuts. It means you grow through what others try to escape. It means you face the parts of your journey that look like setbacks, but are actually sacred. In these moments of delay, you're not just waiting, you're building. Brick by brick, layer by layer, silently, steadily. No one may see it, but when the right time comes, what has been forming in secret will stand unshakable in the open. To be chosen does not mean your path will be easy or instant. It means your journey will be intentional. It means that before you are released into purpose, you will be refined through process. The calling on your life is too great to be carried with immaturity, too sacred to be handled with haste. So instead of being immediately placed into your assignment, You are taken through seasons that strip away what is false, what is weak, and what is temporary. Being chosen means you will be taken through a process that the ordinary do not endure. The pain you feel is not punishment, it is precision. You are not being rejected. You are being redirected into deeper alignment with who you truly are. The refining happens in quiet places, in obscurity, in times when no one notices your growth, your sacrifices, or your inner transformation. But that is where your power is forged. Fire does not destroy gold, it purifies it. Pressure does not break diamonds, it reveals them. And the refining seasons in your life are not there to break you, but to uncover you. Every trial, every test, every long night spent in doubt or solitude is not in vain. It is part of a divine design to make you stronger, clearer, and more prepared. Because the one who is chosen cannot carry their mission with ego or fear. They must carry it with humility and clarity. The refining process removes what is unnecessary. It exposes the illusions we cling to, the identities we've built from survival, and the dependencies that cannot go with us into our purpose. It is in these moments of refinement that your character is shaped. You learn how to stay still in storms. You learn how to remain grounded when nothing around you affirms your progress. You learn how to walk with integrity even when no one is watching. These are not small things. These are the invisible threads that make your calling sustainable. Without them, your gift would outgrow your foundation. To be chosen is to be prepared differently. It's not about gaining popularity or recognition. It's about becoming someone who can steward weight without being crushed by it. The world praises surface-level success, but the chosen ones are being trained for something deeper, for legacy, for impact, for transformation. That kind of preparation cannot be rushed. It involves deep inner work, healing of wounds that no one sees, and the breaking of patterns that have been carried for generations. This is not an easy road, but it is a sacred one. And those who endure the refining will emerge not just talented, but trustworthy. You will know you are being refined when what used to satisfy you no longer does, when your spirit becomes restless in environments that lack authenticity, when you are no longer willing to compromise your values for comfort. These are signs that you are being shaped for something greater. The refining removes the unnecessary so that the essential can rise. And that essential part of you, your soul, your truth, your calling, is what the world needs. But it can only emerge when the layers that covered it are burned away. Many desire the crown, but few accept the cost. To be chosen is to say yes to the cost, to say yes to becoming who you were created to be, even when that path is uncertain, uncomfortable, or misunderstood. It is to accept that you are not like the rest, and that is not a burden, it is a blessing. You are being prepared not just for the spotlight, but for the shadows that come with it, not just for the stage, but for the silence before it, and every refining moment is crafting in you the capacity to carry what is sacred without letting it consume you. Inside you exists something that has been placed with precision, not by chance, not by accident, but by divine intent. What you carry within you was not meant for another time, another generation, or another person. It was placed in you for this exact season, this precise moment, this unfolding now. It has been waiting to emerge, not when the world is ready, but when you are ready. The timing of your emergence is not random. It is calibrated to align with a need, a shift, a calling that only you can fulfill. What you carry is not late, it is timely, it is purposeful, and it is connected to something far greater than your own life. You may have doubted the value of your gifts because you didn't see them reflected in others. You may have questioned your path because it didn't follow the pace or pattern of the world around you. But what you carry is not meant to fit into what already exists. It is meant to bring something new. The skills, the insights, the perspective, the spiritual authority, they are uniquely encoded into your being. They have been growing in silence, maturing through struggle, and deepening through surrender. While others were chasing the spotlight, you were being rooted. While the world was moving fast, you were being formed slow. That is not weakness, that is alignment. You were not born to follow the map of others. You were born to listen to the compass within. That compass may have led you through dark valleys, through seasons of stillness, through storms of uncertainty, but it has also preserved what is sacred inside you. It has protected the treasure that had to be guarded until the right moment. That treasure is your message, your mission, your medicine. It is the light you carry, and that light, though unseen by many for years, has never stopped glowing. It was never waiting for permission. It was waiting for the moment your soul and the world would finally meet in agreement. You have been asking when it will be your time. The truth is your time is not coming, it has arrived. The world around you may still be uncertain. The circumstances may still appear imperfect. But what is within you is not bound by conditions. It is timeless, eternal, and unwavering. The calling on your life is not based on comfort, it is based on convergence. And in this season, something is converging. Your inner readiness is meeting outer opportunity. What once felt like delay is now beginning to feel like destiny aligning. What once felt like silence is now becoming clarity. The weight of your purpose has made your journey heavier than most. You've carried burdens that didn't make sense at the time. You've walked through doors only to be sent back, thinking you failed, when in truth you were being positioned more precisely. Every closed door was not rejection, it was redirection toward alignment. What you carry had to be shielded until you were no longer tempted to waste it. It had to be hidden until you were no longer willing to hand it over cheaply. Now, with deeper discernment, you can move with intention, not just ambition. Others may not understand why you move differently, why you need more silence, more solitude, more depth. That's because what you carry requires space. It requires care. It requires discernment. It is not something to be rushed out into the world. It is something sacred that must be released when the time is right. And now, the season is shifting. The environment is calling for what you've been holding. Not the version that was unformed and fragile, but the version that has been tested, strengthened, and refined. What you carry is no longer waiting. It is arriving. It is rising. And it knows exactly where to go. We live in a world where speed is glorified, where fast success is praised and instant results are expected. Everywhere you turn, you're told to move quicker, act now, don't fall behind. This pressure creates a false urgency that makes you question your path, doubt your timing, and compare your journey to others. But your life is not meant to be measured by the pace of the crowd. Your destiny does not follow the schedule of the world. The timing that governs your purpose is not based on trends, metrics, or milestones set by others. It's based on divine rhythm, not worldly rush. To honor your true timing, you must release the belief that being early is better and that being slow is failure. There's a difference between movement and alignment. The world values movement, any kind of motion, even if it leads nowhere. But divine timing values alignment, the kind of motion that moves with meaning. You can run all you want and still be out of alignment. You can achieve everything fast and still feel lost. But when you are aligned with your calling, even slow steps create waves. Even silent seasons bear fruit. Even stillness becomes sacred. The pressure to hurry is a distraction, pulling you out of presence and into panic. But the more present you become, the more clearly you hear the timing of your own soul. Your journey is not late because someone else got there first. Their timing is not your timing. Their lane is not your lane. What is for them will not fulfill you, and what is for you will not pass you. The danger of watching others is that it pulls you away from your own center. You begin to chase results that don't reflect your values. You begin to set goals that don't come from vision but from insecurity. You begin to feel behind in a race that you were never supposed to run. Divine timing calls you back to yourself. It invites you to walk instead of run, to listen instead of react, to trust instead of rush. You were never created to compete with anyone else's pace. You were created to walk in the timing that your purpose requires. The soil of your soul may need longer to grow deep roots. The vision inside you may require more silence to form. The healing you needed may have delayed your outer progress, but it was protecting your inner structure. The wisdom you now carry is the result of taking the time others tried to skip. The richness of your journey is not a liability, it is your strength. And the time you spent unseen was not wasted. It was sacred preparation. To move with divine timing is to trust the invisible. It is to understand that seasons change not by force, but by flow. Trees don't beg for spring. Flowers don't rush to bloom. They respond to timing embedded in their nature. So do you. There is a rhythm to your becoming that doesn't need to be forced. The more you align with that rhythm, the more natural your progress will feel. You'll stop chasing and start arriving. You'll stop comparing and start becoming. You'll no longer ask, why not yet, and begin to say, this moment is enough. The world may not understand why you're not in a rush. It may not celebrate your quiet growth or your unseen transformation, but the divine does not measure worth by pace. It measures by depth, by presence, by alignment. There's a kind of wisdom that can only be gained by walking slowly. There's a kind of power that can only be discovered in silence. And there's a kind of arrival that can only happen when you stop measuring your life with the world's clock and start living by your soul's time. There comes a moment in every chosen life when hesitation must be replaced with alignment. You've spent enough time questioning, doubting, holding back, waiting for the right sign, the right voice, the perfect timing. But the truth is, the signal has already been given. It's within you. It's not asking for apology, it's asking for agreement. You've been called not to chase approval, but to step into a deeper truth. The longer you wait to accept that, the more distant your own voice becomes. Alignment is not about forcing things to happen. It's about coming into full agreement with who you are, why you're here, and what's ready to emerge through you. Apology has kept many from rising. The need to explain, to justify, to minimize the brilliance of what's been placed within them. You dim your light so others feel comfortable. You soften your truth so you won't be misunderstood. You delay your action because someone else doesn't yet see what you carry. But you were not created to be understood by everyone. You were created to fulfill something that may only make sense after it's complete. Many won't understand your silence, your decisions, your direction, and that's okay. They weren't given your vision. They weren't chosen for your path. Alignment requires the courage to keep moving even when approval is absent. You've been shaped by experiences that no one else can fully see. The battles you've fought in private. The lessons you've learned in seasons of waiting. The pain that carved wisdom into your bones. These were not random. They were sacred, and now all that inner work is forming a foundation that cannot be shaken. The time for hiding behind doubt has ended. The time for shrinking yourself to fit the expectations of others has passed. Alignment is the quiet power that rises when you finally stop resisting what has always been calling you forward. You've spent too much time asking whether you're ready when the truth is, readiness comes through movement. You don't become aligned by thinking more, you become aligned by choosing to act in harmony with what you already know. There's a voice in you that has never gone silent, a sense that you were meant for something beyond the noise. That voice is not confused, it's not unsure, it's been waiting for you to agree with it. The moment you stop apologizing for who you are, you begin to unlock the fullness of what you carry. You stop leaking energy on doubt and begin to walk in clarity. Alignment will not always feel comfortable. It will pull you out of old circles. It will shift your values. It will expose what no longer serves your purpose. But it will also bring peace that performance never could. It will reconnect you with the stillness you forgot existed. It will return you to the inner strength that comparison had once buried. When you step into alignment, you don't need to prove anything. You don't need to shout your worth. You simply become the living expression of what you believe. That presence speaks louder than any performance ever could. The chosen one is not someone who is perfect. They are simply someone who decided to stop hiding. Someone who chose to live from truth instead of fear. Someone who understood that waiting for approval was a form of delay, and that the time had come to move. This kind of movement doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to be seen. It just needs to be real, quiet, steady, unapologetic. When your actions match your inner knowing, you are no longer fighting yourself. You are no longer chasing things that don't resonate. You begin to attract what is aligned, what is meaningful, what is sustainable. There is a version of you that has already said yes to the calling, a version that no longer asks for permission to rise, a version that doesn't apologize for needing depth, silence, boundaries, vision. That version is not far away. It is you, without the weight of doubt. It is you, walking in your own timing, living by your own truth, aligned with the voice that never left you.